The Euro 2020/2021 comes to its conclusion tomorrow. Yes, it's the final. It's a battle between Italy and England at Wembley Stadium. This is my match preview and predictions. Hi guys, my name is Jason and you are watching the Keeping It Toon YouTube channel. How's it going, guys? I hope I am finding you very well today. As you can tell, I'm in a different location because the recording has been terrible. Today the weather is absolutely horrible outside down here in southeast London. There's not much I can do about that, so you have to make do with where I am now. But blank and whatever, we'll deal with it. Anyway, moving on. England and Italy battle it out tomorrow in the final of the Euros. Now, this is the first time England have reached a final in 55 years. 55 years. And that time was also the day that, well, not the day, but 55 years ago, England won the World Cup on home soil. Excuse me while I have an itchy nose there. England won the World Cup on home soil at Wembley. Tomorrow, we are on home soil. We are at Wembley. Can history repeat itself? Will England win a trophy at Wembley? We're not facing Germany. We've already knocked them out already. We face Italy this time, and Italy haven't won the Euros for 53 years, I think it was. So they're also on a lengthy spell without winning the Euros. World Cup wise, they have won a fair amount of World Cups. This is our very first Euro final, so it's going to be a big game. It's going to be a huge game. Now, firstly, I'm going to go straight to Italy's previous results throughout the competition from the moment the tournament started. We're going to move on to England's after, and then I'm going to give you my score predictions. So bear with me on that. And if you can hear the bells there, that's the cats running by. And yeah, let's get straight onto it. So this is Italy's results from the start. So I have to have my phone here because I'm not in front of my PC at the moment. Yeah, Italy started their Euro campaign against Turkey, which ended in a 3-0 victory for Italy. Their second match was against Switzerland, also ended in a 3-0 victory. And finally, they played Wales, and that ended in a 1-0 victory. So they went 100% win rate in their group, and I believe it doesn't say what group that was. I can't remember what group that was, but they went 100%. They won every game. They did not concede, and they scored 7 goals. Very impressive, very strong, very dominant, straight from the off. On to the round of 16. They went up against Austria, and Austria were the first team to break their defence and grab themselves a goal. I did watch that game, and I felt that Austria could have maybe have won that game. I think it was Italy's equaliser. I felt should have been disallowed. If you look at the replays, I don't remember his name at all. Not very well educated with the Italian players or the Serie A. But if you look at the way that equaliser was scored, you could see, I would class it as it was controlled by his arm. It was clearly a handball. He controlled it with his arm or his hand, however you want to put it, his shoulder onto arm, rolling down. He clearly controlled that ball straight to his feet, and he volleyed it into the back of the net for the equaliser, which that should, in my book, and I think in the rule book, that's classed as controlling the ball with your hand, and it should have been disallowed. It was not disallowed. I believe Austria also had a similar type of goal that was disallowed. So I felt Austria were hard done by then. And then Italy also went on to grab a second, which that one was actually a goal. So you get the feeling that it should have finished 1-1 into extra time, maybe penalties. Who knows what could have happened? Austria were playing very well, and I had that feeling that Austria were going to cause an upset and knock Italy out, but they didn't. Italy ended up going through. I still now to this day think that the cat's going to interfere with the camera. I still think to this day that the goal should have been disallowed. Sorry about that. The cat is. I've got no control over this video, so you're gonna have to bear with me on this. Yes, the Italy goal should have been disallowed. The equalising goal. But moving on, Austria game out of the way. Italy have won. They have finally conceded. Their very strong defence has finally conceded. On to the quarterfinals. Italy were drawn against Belgium. Now, I didn't manage to catch that game, unfortunately, but it was a repeat result of the game against Austria. The game finished 2-1. Again, Belgium broke their defence, and Italy conceded again. So that's 2 goals conceded in 2 games. Italy are still very, very strong. They obviously managed to defeat Belgium. Belgium, if you go through most of the tournament, all the big clubs, or the big nations, however you want to call them, didn't really impress as much as they should have. You get the feeling. I was rooting for France to win the Euros based on the fact that when they won the World Cup in '98, they did the double because they ended up winning the Euros in 2000. So I was hoping that was going to be a repeat. They won the World Cup just gone. So my money was down on France winning the Euros. But they didn't. They got knocked out, which was a shock for me, to be honest. But yeah, Italy defeated Belgium 2-1. They're into the semi-final, and it's another big game for Italy. They have to take on Spain. Personally, through Spain's matches, I thought that Spain wasn't as dominant or as good as they were, or what they're as good as what they are capable of doing. But I was rooting for Spain to get the win, as I felt that Spain would have been a more beatable opponent in the final, should we have got to the final at that stage. I managed to watch that game. Italy and Spain did draw the game 1-1. It went into extra time. They also went into penalties. I was still rooting for Spain. I was hopeful that they would have done it. It finished 1-1. Italy did concede again. They went their first 3 games without conceding. They played their next 3 games and they conceded 1 in each game. They both missed their first penalty, and then Italy dominated. I was hoping Spain would do something, but it finally ended 4-2 on penalties to Italy, and Italy booked their place in the final of the Euros. So people do talk about why am I not saying England versus Italy? If I'm British, why am I not saying that? Why am I saying Italy versus England? It's basically because Italy played the first semi-final. So after playing that first semi-final, Italy booked their place in the final first. And the fixtures list will say Italy versus the winner of England versus Denmark, which was England. So it will be Italy versus England. It's not just me saying that. It's how it actually is. England didn't play until the following day, so they were always going to be, whoever was the winner of that game was always going to be on the versus. So it's Italy versus England. That's how it's going to be. Even though we're on home soil, it's still going to be Italy versus England. But that is Italy sorted. My thoughts on Italy: they have a very, very powerful team. They have a solid, extremely strong defence that will be very difficult to break down. Italy are unbeaten in 33 games under Roberto Mancini. Hopes are slim, very slim. If I thought hopes were slim against Germany, hopes are even slimmer against Italy. They are very, very, very strong. But as I've said, they did not concede in their first 3 games in the group stages. But after that, they have conceded 1 in their previous 3. Well, they've conceded 1 goal in each of their previous 3 games. So there's definitely goals to be had and also goals to be conceded, because they've scored, let's see, 7 in the group stages, 2, 4, 5 in the other 3 fixtures. So that's 12 goals they've scored. They can score goals. They do have some very top players. I'm not as educated in this area as I would like to be, but I do know of a few players that I know of, basically, whatever. Belotti, being from Torino, is a very, very fierce striker that can really hit a ball. But yeah, that's Italy, and we're going to move on to England's results. So here they are. Okay, and if you look on the screen now, if I've done this correctly, you will see the England results. Prior to the tournament, we had a few 1-0 victories, which wasn't very interesting, can we say. The performances weren't as good, is basically what I was trying to say. But yeah, we opened up again using my phone. You'll see what I'm looking at now, either here or here or here or here, wherever it is. But yeah, we opened up the tournament against Croatia. Again, it was a 1-0 victory. Again, not a very pleasing performance. Well, okay, we can say it was a Croatia did attempt to ruin our day, but we held on. We kept a clean sheet. That's fine. 3 points on the table. We then moved on to a big game in our history. That is, and that was England versus Scotland. This was also the first video that I did for the Euros. I know I said I wasn't going to do no Euro coverage or Euro content, however you want to put it, but I felt that needed to be let out there. I've really not got a script here, so I'm really thinking on the spot here. So you're going to get a load of arms. But yeah. Yeah, I didn't want to do no coverage for the Euros. I really wasn't interested in the Euros at that time. And my content was mainly about Newcastle, but seeming as there was nothing to talk about, there was nothing to do, I needed to put content out there, so I did a video for the Scotland game. And Scotland were the third lowest ranked team in the tournament, if I heard that correctly. And we really disappointed. It should have been an easily winnable game. We should have had another 3 points on the board, and yeah, we should have won. It should have definitely been a victory. And we drew 0-0. It was horrible. If anything, and I think a load of England fans will agree, Scotland deserved to win that game on the night. Scotland attacked more. They threw everything at us. They should have seen victory. They should have had 3 points in that game if anything was to go by in that match. We were awful. We were really, really awful in that game. And it was another clean sheet, which was okay, but Scotland kept a clean sheet as well. It was terrible. It was really, really terrible. And yeah, moving straight on from that, I don't want to dwell on that game. It was really horrible. And again, a lot of you will agree on that. It was a horrible game. But we moved on to our next game, our final group game, which was against the Czech Republic. It was also a 1-0 victory. So that gave us 7 points, and we ended up finished top. There was a load of rumours saying that we were playing for second place just so that we didn't get any big teams in the last 16. But we got the win. We ended up finishing top. And again, it wasn't a pleasing performance. Again, it was another 1-0 victory. What we wanted was more attacking, but we just sat back. The moment we take the lead, we sit back. That's what we're all up in arms about, is that we kept sitting back. We wasn't going for the kill. Getting one goal is fine, but you need to get a second. You need to have that cushion. If you haven't got that cushion and that team fight back, they get an equaliser, it's game on again. And they're going to have that motivation from scoring that equaliser to go on and potentially get a winner. So I think that may have clicked in Gareth Southgate's mind now, because we were drawn up against a huge team, a huge rivalry. We were drawn against Germany. And I watched a couple of of their games, and they were very impressive, very attacking, and that was a second video that I posted on the Euros. I thought, hang about, this is another big game. This is a huge team that we have history with, and considering the way that we've been playing in those group stages in that group stage, we have no chance against Germany because they have attacked. So my money was on Germany. I thought that we would have lost. I did do a win prediction. I said 1-0 if we were to win, because of our recent history of 1-0s. There was obviously not going to be a draw, but I did say if there was a draw, it would have gone to penalties with, I think it was 4-3 either way. But I mainly had a 2-0 Germany win on that game, and well, I was proved wrong. First half, it was horrible. It was typical England, the way we have been playing for the tournament. First half wasn't all that. We finally got a boot up our arse in maybe at half time, closing stages of the first half, half time talk or whatever. But we did see a much better performance in the second half, and a shock result. We won the game 2-0. We won the game 2-0. And I got stick off my sister for that, as well as just told me to basically eat my own words there, even though I did actually do a prediction for England to win if they were to turn up. But whatever. 2-0 win. Wow. Yeah, we move on to the quarterfinals, and we've sent Germany home, a huge team. Now, one thing I will say about that game, as big as a rival as they are, we really showed a lot of disrespect when the national anthems were being played. The boos that rang out throughout the stadium when the German national anthem played was entirely disrespectful in my eyes. And I will say this now. Do not boo and chant bad things when we walk out at Wembley tomorrow. It's really disrespectful. Do all your chanting and booing or whatever after the national anthems. Don't do it for the national anthems. Let them sing. Let them have their moment. Because we're going to get it back. It's plain and simple. We will get it back. And then we're going to be the ones moaning because they're giving us abuse. Why do you think we're getting that abuse? Because we're giving it to them. It's good. It's great for club football to do that. But this is the internationals. Stay with your team. Listen to your anthem with honour. We do. Give them the respect to listen to theirs with honour. But anyway, yes. Don't be booing the national anthems tomorrow. Let them have their moment. It's a final for them. It's a final for us. Let them have their moment. On to the quarterfinals we go. We get drawn against Ukraine. And I I think that was a pretty winnable game. I think that was a very winnable game. I didn't do a video, but I did watch that game, and we really showed what we were capable of doing. Ukraine completely fell apart. England won the game 4-0. 4-0. That's like 4 games of 1-0 that we kept on doing. It was a really, really great game to watch. Actually enjoyed watching that game. I enjoyed watching the Germany game. When we finally got that boot up our ass to finally start performing, it was a really enjoyable game. I loved it. There was goals all round. Harry Kane finally scores, or did he score against Germany? I can't remember. But Harry Kane woke up. He finally grabs a couple of goals. It was a really, really good game. I can't really remember much from it. But all I remember was it was very enjoyable. But yeah, we won the game, and we're on the plane to Rome. We're on the plane to our opponents tomorrow. We're on the plane to Italy. We have been drawn against Denmark. Now, Denmark deserve a lot of praise. Since that opening game when they had that incident with Christian Eriksen, they have shown nothing but fight, passion, determination throughout the entire tournament. And they kept on fighting. They kept pushing and they kept on moving forward. This was going to be a huge game. They had already knocked out Wales. That was a 4-0 result as well. Denmark were coming, and I would think I would had my money bet on Denmark winning the entire tournament just for Christian Eriksen. We play the game. We start. They get a free kick, and they scored through that free kick. Beautiful free kick, I may add. And also, I may add, that was the first time that we had conceded this tournament. We have only conceded 1 goal, and that was against Denmark. We later got an equaliser, and the game finished 1-1. We move on to extra time, and 10 minutes in, something along those lines, 10 minutes, 12 minutes into the first half of extra time, we get a penalty. And there's been a lot of uproar. Should that be a penalty? Honestly, there was contact, but I do think it was soft. But I'll take it. I'll take it. Harry Kane missed. He missed the penalty. Kasper Schmeichel did save it. Also, a lot of reports and in the paper and video footage that a fan was also trying to blind him with a green laser. But he still ended up saving the penalty. But luckily, Harry Kane was able to connect with the rebound, and we went 2-1 up. We held on for the end of that first half, and hearts were in mouths. They were beating out the chest. They were in our mouths. We had to hold on for another 15 minutes, and we did. I was getting a little annoyed towards the end, the way we were just passing it around. We were finally getting in positions where we could have maybe passed to another player in space that could have gone on and got a third. So we had a 2-goal cushion and really put the game to bed. But for the final 10 minutes, I think it was, just passing it around, I'm getting annoyed. I want us to keep going, not play keep ball. But we got the win, and England have entered the final for the first time. And that leads us on to tomorrow, Italy versus England. So if we go back to Italy, they had scored 12 goals, conceded 3. And with us, let's take a quick tally up there. 1, 2, 4, 8, 10. We've scored 10 goals and conceded 1. So there's a 2-goal difference in terms of goals scored, and there's a 2-goal difference in terms of goals conceded. Moving on to the actual game tomorrow. What are my feelings on the match? Honestly, my heart says it's coming home. My head does say it's coming Rome. Italy are very, very strong. And those who have seen Italy play, those who watch the Serie A, those who know about these players will know Italy are very, very strong. They are on a 33-game unbeaten run. Let me remind you of that. 33 games unbeaten under Roberto Mancini. This is going to be a very, very difficult game. And I hope that England have watched every single game that they have played throughout this tournament in the last couple of days. And know, or especially the games against, where was it? Especially the games against Austria, Italy, and Spain, to know how their defence works and how their defence was broken. We really need to know how to get past that defence in order to even stand a chance. We ideally need to draw first blood. We need to score first. Otherwise, it could be a very, very long, disappointing day. Italy cannot score first, in my book. We have to score first, and then I would say we have to not sit back. We have to fight and attempt to get a second goal. If we can get a second goal, all providing that we can get the first goal, but if we can get a second goal, then sit back and defend for your lives. That will then mean it comes home. If Italy score first, it could be all over because we're going to defend. We're not going to go at them. We might go at them, but I feel we won't go at them. We're going to defend and try and hit them on the counter, but they are very strong all over the field. Their defence is very impressive. We may have only conceded the 1 goal, but look at the teams that we have played. No disrespect to them. They are winnable teams, minus Germany. Look at the teams that Italy have played. Spain, Belgium, Wales. They're big teams. some can differ over Wales, but they're big teams. Mainly Spain and Belgium. They could have easily lost to any of those two. They didn't. They fought hard. Yes, they conceded, but they fought and they got that win. It's going to be a hard game. We need to set up really well. I have also done my starting 11, who I would probably like to see instead of what we currently have been seeing. I think the Declan Rice, well, not the Declan Rice. I think Declan Rice is not a great fit for the squad. I haven't picked him in my team. And speaking of my team, here it is. And if you can see whichever way it's going to appear on the screen, I've gone for Jordan Pickford in goal. Obviously, he is the number one. And he's had a great tournament, and it pains me to say that, being a Newcastle fan. On the right, I've gone for Kyle Walker. He has been unstoppable. His speed, he gets back very quick, and we will definitely need him on the right. On the left, we're going with Luke Shaw, and the two in the middle is going to be Harry Maguire and John Stones. They seem to have a good partnership going there. In midfield, I've gone for Calvin Phillips. He seems to not miss a game, so he's obviously going to be on the team sheet. In the middle, I've gone for Mason Mount. Now, I had a big dig at him against Denmark. I think it was that he had 3 opportunities in a roughly around 2-minute time period to pass the ball to an open player in the opposition box, and we could have scored second in normal time. But he was quite selfish, and he kept taking all 3 of those chances on himself, when a simple pass to those in space and those calling for the ball, it could have turned into a much better chance. So I did take a huge dig at him in that game. And finally, next to him, we have to play Jack Grealish from the start. I don't know if he picked up a knock or anything, but it was a shock to me that he had come on, and then come the extra time, he was taken off. I was wondering, did he get a knock or something? But how it happened, I don't know. But Jack Grealish definitely has to start. I feel he has to start. We need him. He's the most fouled player in the Premier League. He's been fouled a lot of times already when he does make an appearance as a sub. He needs to start. He does really need to start, especially in this game. We're going to need those set pieces in those dangerous areas straight from the off. So, yes, Jack Grealish has to start in this game. On to our front 3. We're going for Raheem Sterling. Obviously, he's been the best player for England, other than Jordan Pickford. In the middle, we're going with Harry Kane, the captain. And on the other side, next to Kane, I'm going for Jadon Sancho, because he deserves it. He deserves that chance. He is hardly featured at all, when he should have been featured a long time ago. He should have been in. He should have been part of the main team. Well, not the main team. He's obviously part of the main team. He should have been part of the starting team from the first game, but he is hardly featured. No disrespect respect to Saka. Saka. No disrespect to Saka, but I feel Jadon Sancho needs to start this game. We will need him to play. He's got great trickery with his feet. He's got blistering speed. He knows how to finish. He's done very well for Dortmund. He has to start. That is my starting 11. So, yeah, I don't think there's anything else I need to say, really. But, yeah, guys, seriously, what is your thoughts on tomorrow? Will we win? Will we lose? Will we win in normal time? Will it go to penalties? These are my predictions. For an England win, I am going to go for a 2-1 victory. Normal time this is going by. For a draw, going into penalties, I am going to say a 4-3 either way shootout. And for an Italy win, I'm also going to go for a 2-1 victory for Italy. The draw going into extra penalty. I don't think there is extra time in this draw. I think it goes straight to penalties. But for the draw, I'm going to go for a 1-1. So there's definitely going to be goals from both sides. But it's who's going to... I'm going to say whoever gets the first goal is likely to be... We all know whoever gets the first goal is likely to be the winner. But I'm definitely going to say whoever draws first blood will win. Again, heart says England. I really want England to win. It'll be the first time in my history that I've seen England win a trophy. They won the World Cup 22 years before I was born. So this would be quite a nice thing to see and to celebrate. And yeah, what are your score predictions, guys? What are your choices? Who should start? What's your lineup? Is basically what I'm saying. What would your lineup be? What are your score predictions? Your win, draw, and loss prediction. I like to do a win, draw, and loss prediction because I don't want to stick to one result. And yeah, please leave your comments down below. I'll be interested to see and read what you have to say. If you're new around here, please consider subscribing. I'm trying to build up the channel as much as I can. If you are subscribed, make sure you hit that notification bell. You will always be informed the moment that I upload. And that's going to be it. So it's been a very long video, so I hope you've stuck through to the end. If you have stuck through to the end, please leave a comment to let me know that you have. And yeah, take care, guys. Come on, England. Let's do this tomorrow. See you later.